Hello students, welcome back to the channel. After a long time, I am finally recording and uploading this particular video, questions, answers and discussions on NT NET Sociology paper December 2023 part. So due to some issues I did not get time and I was unable to upload videos. So I have selected the most important questions from this particular uh, question paper, and we'll start with the first one. And the first question here provides two lists, list 1 and list 2, and it's also providing us with some concepts which we often use or we often find when we are studying the environment and society unit, if you're aware of the environment and society unit. And we also use these terms in case of environmental sociology research as well. So there are some basic terms here which I think you are aware of. At least you are aware of carbon footprint and cultural ecology. So let's try to match it. In case of cultural ecology, the answer is number 3, a theoretical paradigm that explores the relationship of human culture and physical environment. Now this is quite easy and quite common because it's already mentioned human culture. Number B or option B is carbon footprint. The answer to this is number 4, carbon footprint, a personal measure of how much carbon dioxide you create and how much you contribute to climate change. So it is actually a measure which is showing your contribution towards climate change on the basis of the carbon dioxide. Then we have environmental racism. This may appear as a new concept to you people. Environmental racism shows the pattern by which environmental hazards are greatest in proximity to poor people, especially minorities. A very, very important concept in case of environmental sociology. And finally, ecological footprint is option 2. It refers to human demand hectare of land per person. So, number 1 is the correct option here. Moving on, a question again, easy one. The concept of timeless time was given by, here the answer is Manuel Castells. Next, again, we have a concept used by Manuel Castells and is asking what the term is. What is the concept? It refers to the processes of consumption of common goods promoted by transport services and leisure amenities is called control consumption, collective consumption, civil consumption, comparative consumption. The answer is collective consumption. Number 4 asks which among the following is not the principles of deep ecology? Not the principles. So, deep ecology is another concept from environment and sociology part or environment and society part or unit. First option says the well-being and flourishing of human and non-human life on earth have value in themselves. Yes, this is true. Then number 2 says the flourishing of human life and culture is compatible with a substantial decrease of human population. This is also correct. 3 says humans have no right to reduce the richness and diversity of nature to satisfy their vital needs. Number 4 says present human interference with non-human world is excessive and the situation is rapidly worsening. Of course, number 4 is also correct here because in case of Anthropocene we can understand and we can also see that how human interference is leading to a decline in the or worsening of the environmental conditions. But in case of number 3, we cannot consider it as the principle of deep ecology. So humans have no right to reduce the richness and diversity of nature to satisfy their vital needs. This will be wrong. Okay, so number 3 is not among the principles of deep ecology. All right. Number 5. Who among the following have drawn attention to dark side of family life? Liberals, functionalists, structuralists, feminists. Now, in this question, of course, functionalists and liberals, you can cancel it out. The answer here will be number 4, feminists. Question 6 is totally based on your common sense. Which is not study design? Cross sectional, cross cultural, longitudinal, interview. You need not get confused between cross sectional and cross cultural here because it's asking that which is not a study design. We know that interview is a form of data collection, or for eliciting data we use interview or as an inquiry method, but it is not a research study design. So option 2 is the correct answer. Interview is not a study design. Number 7. Who among the following use the alliance approach to understand patterns of kinship? Louis Dumont, Tien Madan, Kathleen Goff, Oscar Lewis. The answer here is Louis Dumont. He used the alliance approach to understand and explain patterns of kinship. Number 8 is a question again from research methodology. It says characteristics of usable hypothesis are: the hypothesis must be conceptually clear. The hypothesis should have empirical reference. The hypothesis should not be specific. The hypothesis should be related to a body of theory. The answer to this will be A, B, D and not C, because C says hypothesis should not be specific, and that's the reason why we are cancelling this out, because we know that hypothesis of course needs to be clear conceptually, then it needs to have or it should have empirical reference. Yes, true. And D, it should be related to a body of theory or connected to a body of theory, right? So A, B, D only. Number 3 is the correct option. Number 9. Every society is divided into groupings and strata with distinctive lifestyles. Very easy. Options are Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, Thorsten Veblen. Answer is Max Weber. Remember that he was the one who talked about lifestyles, life chances, class status party. Number 10. Who said traditional India did not have a developed socio-cultural foundation for the growth of rational legal authority and bureaucratic social structures? Daniel Lerner, Max Weber, F. W. Riggs, Harold Laswell. Here again, the answer will be Max Weber, of course. He was the one who said that traditional India did not have a developed foundation, socio-cultural foundation, and due to this, there was no growth of rational legal authority. Who among the following used the concept globalization? Global plus local. Robertson, Wallerstein, Waters, Martel. The answer to this is R. Robertson. Very popular concept, globalization, and also a repeated previous year question. Who among the following is the author of Why Marriage Matters? It's a new question, and the answer here is option 2. Kathleen Blackburn. Number 30. Which among the following are true according to Karl Mannheim about sociology of knowledge? Let us read the options. A says all knowledge and ideas are bound to a location. Means the ideas and knowledge are going to come from that location. Okay, it's bound to a particular location. B says it refers to a theory of the social or existential conditioning of thought. Correct? C says ideas are rooted in different locations in historical time and social structure. Of course, ideas can come from different locations in different periods of time in history, in our past, and also the type of social structure vary. So, we know that different social locations may give forward or produce different ideas, right? And that's also depending on the historical time period and the social structure of the society at that point of time. D says at times a particular group can have full access to the understanding of a social phenomena than other groups. Yes, it may have. E says no group have total access to understanding of a social phenomenon. Answer here will be A, B, C, D, and E. All are correct. All are true when we look at sociology of knowledge as propounded or put forward by Karl Mannheim. Okay. Number 14. Who among the following classify mixed types of culture into parochial, subject, and participant? The answer here will be G. A. Amond and Verba. Question number 15. In which year Michel Foucault wrote his famous book, The History of Sexuality? 1984, 1993, 1976, 1908. The answer is 1976. Number 16 says, totemism is a belief in an image vested with spirit and mind, a deity vested with power and spirit, a spirit vested with power and piety, an object vested with spirit and power. We have studied about totemism in case of Emile Durkheim. There are other works of other sociologists on totemism as well, but the primary one we know is of Emile Durkheim. The answer will be number 4, an object vested with spirit and power. Number 17, a worker who possesses diversity of skills or qualifications and is therefore able to move easily from job to job is called. This question may look a little bit confusing. The options are industrial worker, portfolio worker, participatory worker, organizational worker. And here the answer will be portfolio worker. Next, number 18. Who among the following is associated with the study of family in Mahua, a town in Saurashtra? The answer here will be, of course, I.P. Desai. I.P. Desai was the one who studied family and its types in Mahua. Who said to this? A new question again. The quotation says, "We now live in the time of the tribe." Mafsoli is the correct answer here, option number 3. Remember to note down the new questions. Number 20. L. H. Morgan listed 5 different and successive forms of family. Arrange them in order. The answer will be, first comes consanguine, then we have Punaluan family, then we have Sandasanian family, then we have patriarchal family, and finally comes monogamous family. Okay, this is the correct order, so option 2 is the right answer. 21. Who has coined the term credential society for societies where people view diplomas and degrees as evidence of ability to perform specialized occupational roles? This was given by Randall Collins. Okay, this was given by Collins, so remember to note it down. L.T. Hobhouse proposed a classification of societies in terms of intellectual development. We have to arrange in correct sequence. So the first one will be B. Formation of the elements of articulate thought in primitive societies. Then comes proto-science in ancient East, Babylonia, Egypt, ancient China. Then stages of reflection in later East, which includes India, China, Palestine. Then we have option C, the stage of critical and systematic thought in Greece, and lastly, we have the stage of experimental reconstruction. So, B, A, D, C, E. Option 2 is correct. Functional approach in sociology appeared as a reaction against number 1, methods of social anthropology, number 2, evolutionist method, number 3, economics method, number 4, interactionist method. The answer here will be evolutionist method, because sociology functional approach came as a reaction against the evolutionist method. Number 24, graphic presentation of frequency distribution is done by using histograms technique, frequency polygon, percentile, smoothed frequency curves. Here the correct answer will be A, B, D only, number 3. Okay, because percentile does not include graphic presentation, okay, or graphical representation of the frequency distribution. 25. Durkheim outlines a classification of societies. Arrange these societies in a proper sequence. This is a very important question. First will be simple societies, then we have simple polysegmentary societies, then we have simply compounded polysegmentary societies, and lastly we have doubly compounded polysegmentary societies. So A, B, C, D is the correct answer here. You can just remember one by adding the above one. 26. This is a pretty easy question from research methodology. Which one is not the feature of qualitative methods? Open-ended questions, text and image analysis, themes and pattern interpretation, census data. Answer is census data. Census data is not a feature of or not a part of qualitative method. Okay. 27. Which among the following are the critic of precautionary principle? It concentrates only on one side of risk, the possibility of harm. B. It warns us against interfering with natural processes as a matter of principle. C. There is no hope of responding to climate change unless we prepare to take bold decisions. D. Risk taking is essential to new thinking. Answer will be number 3, A, C, D only. We cannot include number B as a part of critic of precautionary principle. Next, who among the following sociologists wrote the rules of sociological method? Most easy and very common question. You are supposed to know the answer of this if you are well aware of the works of the classical sociologists. The answer will be Emile Durkheim. This is all about the first part. We'll again